Well, welcome back into the mid-Norfolk cottage garden, and we're going to give you a little guided tour around this small vegetable garden, which is part walled and has a good sunny aspect. And this year, with the rain that we've been having earlier on in the season, although we all moaned about the lack of summer, what we have experienced this year is an exceptionally good crop of soft fruit. And despite the cottagey appearance of this little patch, we've got quite a bit crammed into here, a lot of which has fruited really well without any protection from the birds, who normally distract the majority of this soft fruit before I get anywhere near picking. But this year hasn't been too bad, and the raspberries in particular have fruited particularly well with some really large berries. Just let me show you what we've got. I'm not certain what these varieties are. The initial plants were here 10 years ago when we took over this garden. We've gradually extended them up. They're not the most healthy of plants. You'll see that yellow discoloration is a sign that some viral disease has entered these plants, but they're still fruiting very well, and my instinct is to keep them going for as long as possible rather than grubbing them up and starting again, particularly when you're getting fruit of this quality on them. To the side of the raspberries we've got these black currant bushes, which started life as just bare rooted cuttings, and without again any net protection from the birds. Just look at the size and quality of these black currants we've got in here. Just get my hand down to give you some idea of the scale of these berries. Absolute crackers. Really need to be picking those and either preserving them straight away or freezing, but they're pounds and pounds of fruit. I'll just make my way along to the next plant. Again, same again. Plenty of berries down at the base of these. They've grown so vigorously this year. They must have put on some of these stems are at least 3 foot in growth, so they're going to have to be quite heavily pruned. On the back wall we've just got the very end of the Taborers and loganberries. You'll see there example of a tabory fruit. Again, we haven't netted these at all, we never do. Birds take probably 50%, but just starting to get a little droughted now. You'll see the new growth, the vigorous new vines coming along. These can go anything up to 20 feet. What you have to do is be careful not to overbend these. They are very prone to buckling, and then you lose the whole length. So as we finish the fruiting season on the Taborers, what we do is cut out last year's vines completely and then just tie these in onto the wires, cutting probably 50% to 75% of each vine out as it's tied back in against the wall to produce the fruit the following season. These are red currants, or rather a red currant bush, a single bush that's really not been pruned hard back enough. I hardly ever get to pick these red currants. This is the first year that they've really shown any colour without the birds overwhelming them. These really have to be netted if you're going to let them really ripen up into a proper red, dark red, sweet red currant. And picking them at this stage, the only thing that they'd be good for would be jellying, and even then the sugar content would be a little low. Really need to be a bright rosy red to make a good jelly. But there are literally pounds and pounds on this bush, and underneath it we've got a huge crop of gooseberries. Just look at this. If I lift these up, the quantity of fruit is just weighing these stems down, absolutely laden. And again, normally the birds would have picked the majority of these off, but there's just so much fruit this year that even the pigeons can't take enough away for us to be without that quantity of fruit remaining. And these are starting to sweeten up now. Usually this green variety has to be picked while it's still hard if you're going to get any food at all. But just look at these, they're almost yellow, and if I just squish it, soft and quite sweet, the actual fruit, quite edible even as a soft fruit without any sugar. So plenty to get picking here. We've got more black currants in this patch. In this area we've also got the strawberry patch, which is just starting to be replanted and waiting for some runners to come from those healthy plants in the background. And the idea is to remove all these struggling small plants which are now spent at the front. You can see the problem here under this black netting for us. Although it keeps the weeds down to a degree, this plant's being pushed up by an ant's nest, and they just love the warmth that you get under this matting. That's not an issue for a lot of you, I know, but we've got both red and black ants in this garden, and given any opportunity they just seem to colonise areas like this very quickly and can quite rapidly undermine the roots of plants. So we're probably going to have to lift this netting up, put some compost into the soil, make sure it's not too dry, get all these old diseased plants out, which have now been in here for 3 or 4 years, so that's about the life expectancy of most strawberry plants before they'll lose their vigour. And we'll collect some healthy looking plants from these runners that we're going to grow into pots and then replant this border. And I'm going to finish this net protection eventually. It's my only way of picking strawberries to keep the pigeons and deer and the Weimaraner, who's taken a liking to eating strawberries, from getting to them as soon as they start showing any colour. So that's a job for this winter in preparation for next year's crop.